Good morning, students. Today we are going to read and understand Chapter 9, Growing Plants of Class 5, Subject EVS. And after understanding the chapter, we will try to do the book exercises and answer the questions which are given at the back of the chapter. So, students, in this chapter we will understand about different ways of reproduction in plants, seed dispersal, seed germination, plants from far away. So students, let's start the chapter. Plants. We find plants everywhere, on land, in fresh water, on mountains, and even in salty oceans. The plants grow everywhere and keep on multiplying in numbers. Students, the coco de mer, also called as sea coconut, grows in the islands of Seychelles. Its single fruit weighs 15 to 30 kg and has only one seed. It is the largest seed in the plant kingdom. Let's move on to our next topic, reproduction. Students, the process of producing new ones of the same kind is called as reproduction. Just like animals, plants also reproduce. The different types of reproduction in plants are reproduction through seeds, reproduction through vegetative propagation, and reproduction through spores. Now students, let's understand what are these different types of reproduction in plants. First, reproduction through seeds. The most common method by which a plant reproduces is through its seeds. All flowering plants grow from seeds. Flowers are the reproductive organs of the plants. The flowers are brightly colored and sweet-smelling organs of a plant. Students, bees and butterflies transfer pollen from one flower to another while collecting nectar. This process of transferring pollens from one flower to another flower is called as pollination. Once a flower has been pollinated, it changes into fruits. Fruits contain seeds. Now students, let's do this activity given on page number 63. Test your knowledge. Name any two fruits each which have the following. A. Only one seed. So students, mango, plum, lychee, cherry, all these fruits have only one seed. Second, few seeds. Now students, apple, pear, chiku, oranges. These are some of the fruits having few seeds in them. Third, many seeds. Guava, papaya, watermelon and muskmelon are some of the fruits having many seeds in them. Let's move on to our next topic, seed. Students, seed is a small round or oval object which acts as a food store to provide nutrition to a new baby plant. Structure of a seed. Students, all seed consists of three main parts: seed coat, cotyledons, and embryo. Now students, seed coat is the hard outer covering of the seed that protects it from the damage. Cotyledons or seed leaves provide food to the embryo or the baby plant. They also protect the baby plant. Students, some plants have only one cotyledon and so such plants are called as monocots. For example, rice and corn are monocot plant. While there are some plants which have two cotyledons and so these plants are called as dicots. For example, kidney beans or rajma, peanuts, chickpeas, these all are examples of dicot plants. Students, embryo is the baby plant inside the seed. It is the smallest, undeveloped part of the plant. Seedlings grow from the embryo. Let's move on to our next topic, germination of seed. Students, the process through which the embryo inside the seed grows into a new plant is called as germination. Students, a seed can germinate only if it is provided with three essential conditions, that is water, air, and warmth or sunlight. A seed needs oxygen from the air to breathe and water to soften the seed coat. Water also changes the food stored in the cotyledons into a soluble form for the embryo to use it for its growth and development. Sunlight provides the specific temperature range to germinate. The seedling develops a root system called radicle, which grows down into the soil. It also develops a shoot system called plumule, which grows upwards. As the seedling grows in size, it develops leaves. The cotyledons shrink and disappear slowly. The seedlings begin to produce food using the process of photosynthesis. Students, photosynthesis is the process by which green plants produce food in the presence of sunlight by using the carbon dioxide from the air and water. Now it's time to do this activity given on page number 64. Test your knowledge. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. What is the green pigment present in the leaves known as? Answer. Students, the green pigment which actually gives green color to the leaves is called as chlorophyll. Question number 2. Which things are necessary for the process of photosynthesis? Answer. Students, chlorophyll, which is the green pigment present in the leaves, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water are the things which are necessary for the process of photosynthesis. Students, Monotropa uniflora or the Indian pipe is a non-green plant which is completely white in color. It has no chlorophyll in any of its parts. Let's move on to our next topic, dispersal of seeds. Students, seed must fall and grow at a distance away from the parent plant. If all the seeds fall and germinate close to each other, they will struggle for nutrients, water, and sunlight. In this process, many of them would die. Therefore, seeds should be scattered to far off places so that they do not compete with each other. The process by which seeds are scattered away from the parent plant is called as dispersal. Now, students, there are different agents of dispersal. The first agent which we are going to discuss is gravity. It is the simplest form of dispersal. The fruits ripe and drop on the ground. For example, mangoes, apples, etc. Second agent, wind. Very light seeds which have hair or threads attached to them gets easily blown away by the wind. For example, dandelion, thistle, tumbleweed, etc. Third agent, water. Plants growing near water or sea coast use water to disperse seeds. They are light in weight and have spongy covering. For example, coconut, water lily, lotus, etc. Fourth agent, birds and animals. Humans, birds, and animals eat fruits and throw away the seeds which grow into new plants. Sometimes the seeds have hooks or spines which get stuck to clothes of humans or fur of animals. They are brushed off as the animals move here and there. For example, burdock, goosegrass, etc. Fifth agent is explosion. Fruits of plants like poppy, balsam, pea and beans burst open after ripening and scatter their seeds everywhere. This process of scattering seeds is the example of dispersal of seeds by explosion. So students, this was all about the mode of reproduction in plants through seeds. Let's understand about reproduction in plants through spores. Students, there are some plants like ferns, mosses, fungi and mushroom which do not have seeds. They have small seed-like structures called spores under their leaf surface. These spores give rise to new plants when the conditions are favorable. Let's move on to our next topic, which is reproduction through vegetative propagation. Students, many plants do not grow from seeds. They grow into new plants from their body parts such as roots, stems, or leaves. This type of reproduction in plants is called as vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation from stems. Students, rose, sugarcane, money plants, etc. grow from stem cutting. Potato and ginger are underground stems which have buds to grow into new plants. Second, vegetative propagation from roots. Buds appearing on the roots of sweet potato, tamarind, yam and tapioca grow into new plants. Third, vegetative propagation from leaves. Students, leaves of Bryophyllum and Begonia have buds on their edges. On coming in contact with damp soil, new plants grow from these buds. Now students, you can see in this video, taken from my channel Sangeeta's Rain Lily, how these small plants are growing on the edges of the leaves of this Bryophyllum plant. These small plants will fall down and eventually grow as independent plants. Let's move on to our next topic, plants that have come from far. Students, fruits, vegetables, herbs and spices that we utilize did not originate in India. Many of them actually came from foreign soil over many centuries. They were brought by the travelers, traders and invaders from other countries. Let's know about such plants and their countries of origin. Students, coffee was originated in Ethiopia, watermelon in South Africa, lemon in Europe, onion from Egypt, cloves, pepper in Indonesia, cucumber in China, tomato in South Africa, peanut in South Africa, cinnamon in Sri Lanka, rose in China. Now let's move on to the last topic of this chapter, the story of tea. Students, The tea was introduced in India by the British during their rule, but its origin lies in China. The British imported tea leaves and its growing techniques to India. The tea plants grow well on hill slopes where the air is warm, humidity is high, and there is plenty of rainfall. It grows well in Darjeeling, northeastern states, Brahmaputra valleys, and some regions of South India. The tea leaves are plucked, collected, dried, processed, and packed to be sold. Indians are the largest consumers of tea as well as the largest producers of tea in the world. So, students, in this way, we have completed the explanation of this entire chapter. Let's move on to the book exercises given at the back of this chapter. Question number 1. Tick the correct option. First, it reproduces by spores. The options are mango, fern, carrot, apple. So students, out of these four options, option number B, fern, is the correct answer. Second, it is an underground stem. The options are sugarcane, radish, potato, none of these. So students, out of these four options, option number C, potato, is an underground stem. So we will take option number C. Part 3, they provide food to the embryo. Seed coat, baby plant, cotyledons, seed. So out of these four options, option number C is the correct answer, cotyledons. Cotyledons provide food to the embryo. Fourth, it is required for germination. The options are air, water, warmth, all of these. So students, out of these four options, we will take option number D, all of these. Part 5, which of the following plants reproduce via seeds? The options are coconut, rose, sweet potato, bryophyllum. So students, out of these four options, coconut is the plant which reproduces through seeds. Let's move on to question number 2. Give 2 examples of each. First, stems used for vegetative propagation. So students, sugarcane stems and rose stems are used for vegetative propagation. Part 2, seeds dispersed by water. So coconut and lotus seeds are dispersed by water. Part 3, plants reproducing by leaves. So students, here we will write bryophyllum and begonia. These two plants reproduce through leaves. Part 4, seeds dispersed by air. So dandelion and thistle are two plants whose seeds are dispersed by air. Part 5, seeds dispersed by explosion. So pea and bean, their seeds are dispersed by explosion. Let's move on to question number 3. Give reasons for the following. Part A, butterflies and bees are important part of nature. Answer, students, butterflies and bees are an important part of nature as they help in pollinating the plants. This helps fruits, vegetables and flowers to produce new seeds. Part 2, seeds should be dispersed to far off places. Answer, seeds should be dispersed to far off places so that they don't have to compete with each other for nutrients, water and sunlight. Part 3, seeds kept in a fridge will not germinate. Answer, a seed will not be able to germinate if it is exposed to a very low or a very high temperature. The temperature inside a refrigerator usually varies between 5 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, which is certainly very low for a seed to germinate. Therefore, the seed kept in a refrigerator will not be able to germinate. Part 4, human beings also disperse seeds. Answer, humans eat various fruits and vegetables and throw their seeds after eating. These seeds, when get adequate conditions for germination, grow into new plants. Also, seeds with hooks and spines get stuck to the clothes and shoes of human beings and eventually get carried away with them, which results in their dispersal by human beings. Let's move on to question number 4. Define the following. First, photosynthesis. Answer, students, photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food using chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Second, germination of seeds. Students, the process through which the embryo inside the seed grows into a new plant is called as germination. It can occur only when the plant is provided with 3 essential conditions, which are water, air, and warmth. Third, dispersal of seeds. Answer, students, the process by which seeds are scattered away from the parent plant is called as dispersal. Earth's gravity, air, water, birds, animals, insects are different agents which help in the dispersal of seeds. Let's move on to question number 5. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. What are the different methods of reproduction in plants? Answer. The different methods of reproduction in plants are A. Through seeds, B. Through vegetative propagation, and C. Through spores. Question number 2. Describe the structure of a seed. Answer. All seeds consist of three main parts: seed coat, cotyledons or seed leaves, and embryo. Students, seed coat is the hard outer covering of the seed that protects it from damage. Cotyledons or seed leaves provide food to the embryo or the baby plant. They also protect the baby plant. Embryo is the baby plant inside the seed. It is the smallest undeveloped part of the plant which grows into seedling. Question number 3. What are the different agents of dispersal? Explain with examples. Answer. The different agents of dispersal are A. Gravity. The fruit ripes and drops on the ground due to the earth's gravity. For example, mangoes, apples, etc. B. Wind. Light-weighted seeds having hair or threads on their bodies get easily blown by the wind. For example, dandelion, thistle, tumbleweed, etc. C. Water. Students, seeds of plants growing near water bodies get dispersed by water. For example, coconut, water lily, lotus, etc. D. Birds and animals. Humans, birds and animals eat fruits and throw away the seeds which grow into new plants. The seeds having hooks or spines get stuck to the clothes of humans or the fur of animals and get carried away to different places. For example, burdock, goosegrass, etc. E. Explosion. Fruits of plants like poppy, balsam, pea, and beans burst open after ripening, due to which their seeds get dispersed everywhere. Question number 4. Why is vegetative propagation a good method of reproduction in plants? Answer. Vegetative propagation is a good method of plant reproduction because it's fast, easy, and inexpensive. Question number 5. Which type of climate is suitable for tea plants to grow? Answer. The tea plants grow well on hill slopes where the air is warm, humidity is high, and there is plenty of rainfall. Let's move on to hots. Question. What do you think would have happened if the tea was not brought to India by the British? Answer. Students, the introduction of tea cultivation in India had both economic and cultural ripple effects. Without it, India's agricultural landscape, trade relationships, and social habits around tea might have developed in a very different way. So, students, in this way, the explanation and book exercises of this chapter is done. Hope you all learned something new. Let's meet in the next video. Until then, keep learning and stay happy.